When she told me she'd be working late again, I didn't argue. It had become a routine. Late nights, sudden urgent projects, and a new perfume I didn't recognize. I wanted to believe her. I needed to. After all, 3 years of marriage couldn't vanish into lies overnight, right? But lately, something in her eyes felt distant. Her touch colder. She came home past midnight, hair perfectly brushed but eyes heavy with fatigue, smelling faintly of hotel perfume. When I asked about her day, she'd offer a weak smile and mutter, "Just work, Jason. You wouldn't understand." At first, I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was insecure. But the truth has a way of whispering before it shouts. Last Friday, she left in her navy blue blazer, saying she had a client dinner. I kissed her forehead. "Don't stay too late," I said. She barely looked at me, her phone buzzing in her hand as she walked out. I stood by the window, watching her car vanish into the night, chest tight with a nameless weight. Hours later, sitting alone in the living room, the clock struck midnight. My phone lit up. Unknown number. I hesitated, then answered. "Jason," a woman's voice said. "This is Amanda, Richard's wife." It took me a second. Richard, her boss. "I don't mean to intrude," she continued, her voice shaking between anger and pity. "But you deserve to know the truth." My heart raced. "What truth?" She exhaled shakily. "Your wife isn't working late. She's with my husband. I just followed them to the Crescent Hotel." For a moment, everything stopped. The ticking clock, my breathing, even the world outside seemed to go silent. I wanted to deny it, to believe she was mistaken, but Amanda's voice was firm, heavy with sorrow. "I'm sorry, Jason. I thought you should know." I thanked her. Or maybe I didn't. I honestly can't remember. My body moved before my mind did. I grabbed my keys, left the house, and drove through the empty streets, headlights slicing through the darkness. Every red light felt like a test I no longer had patience for. My hands shook on the steering wheel. My mind replayed images I wished I could unsee, her laughter, her perfume, her distant eyes. When I arrived at the hotel parking lot, her car was there, neatly parked beside a silver Mercedes. I sat frozen, gripping the wheel, staring at it like proof of a crime. My chest burned, but my hands were ice. The thought of walking in, of confirming what I already knew in my gut, felt unbearable. But I couldn't turn away. Not this time. I stepped out, moving toward the hotel entrance, my reflection flashing in the glass doors. Inside, everything was calm, soft music, a smiling receptionist, people sipping drinks under dim light. I drifted past them like a ghost, scanning the hall until I saw her. Emily, my wife. She sat across from Richard, hand resting over his on the table. They laughed, close enough to look like lovers. Her wedding ring was absent. For a moment I froze. The woman I'd built my world around looked happier with another man than she had with me in months. I turned before she could notice me. Every step back to the car heavier than the last. Back home, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat in the dark, waiting. At 1:43 a.m., she walked in. Hair messy, lipstick faintly smudged. A faint smile on her face. "You're still awake?" I wanted to shout, to demand the truth. Instead, I asked, "How is work?" She hesitated. "Exhausting. We had a meeting with clients that ran late." I nodded slowly. Crescent Hotel. Her color drained. Her bag slipped from her shoulder. "What did you just say?" I asked, staring straight into her eyes. "Amanda called me." Silence. Her lips parted, but nothing came out. The truth hung between us like smoke, visible, heavy, impossible to ignore. Finally, she whispered, "Jason, please." "It's not what you think," but it was exactly what I thought. I stood, feeling something inside me break free, something chained too long. "You lied to me," I said quietly. Every late night, every story about deadlines, it was all him. She reached out, tears forming, but I stepped back. "Don't," I said. "You chose him. Live with that choice." She cried, begged to explain, but I walked past her to the guest room and shut the door. For the first time in months, I slept soundly because I finally knew the truth. Morning came like punishment. Sunlight spilled through the curtains, too bright for a house that had lost its warmth. I could hear her pacing in the kitchen, crying softly. For a moment, pity flickered, but then last night's images returned, turning that pity to anger. When I walked in, she looked up with red, swollen eyes. "Jason, please," she said, voice trembling. "We need to talk." I poured coffee, keeping my back to her. "You mean you need to explain," I said. She swallowed hard. "It started months ago. He was kind, you were always busy, distant. I didn't mean for it to happen, but I felt seen again." I turned, finally meeting her gaze. "So you fixed that by sneaking around with your boss?" Tears streamed down her face. "I made a mistake. I ended it last night, Jason. I realized I couldn't lose you." I laughed bitterly. "You didn't end it because of love, Emily. You ended it because you got caught." She reached for my hand. I moved away. "Months of lies, and now you want forgiveness overnight? You can't cheat your way back into someone's heart." For a long moment, she said nothing, trembling, staring at the floor. Then she whispered, "What are you going to do?" I looked around the house we built together, the framed photos suddenly strangers smiling back. "I'm going to do what I should have done the moment you stopped choosing me," I said quietly. "I'm leaving." Her knees gave out. She sank to the floor. "Please, we can do therapy, start over, Jason. Please." My heart was already closed. "You should have thought about therapy before the hotel," I said. I packed in silence. Each folded shirt felt like a goodbye. Before leaving, I placed my wedding ring on the kitchen counter. She watched, pale, hands trembling. "Goodbye, Emily," I said softly. "I hope he was worth what you lost." Her sobs followed me out the door, echoing down the hall. I didn't look back. Weeks later, Amanda texted me. She'd left Richard too. Two broken people, bound by betrayal. Funny how truth can destroy and heal at the same time. Standing outside my new apartment that night, cool air against my skin, I realized something. Sometimes walking away isn't the end. It's finally the beginning.